Yes, welcome to electronics online classes. Look here, my dear friends. In the previous class, we are discussing about the different types of negative feedback topologies. That's called different types of negative feedback amplifiers. As I said already, so many students will confuse how to remember all the four types of negative feedback topologies or connections. And maybe you have completed the two classes. Today we are going for the lecture number 3. We are going for the lecture number 3. In this lecture number 3, we are going for the comparison of all the four different types of negative feedback topologies. And as I said already, we have studied about the four important, in the last class, we have studied about types of negative feedback. We studied about the types of negative feedback. As I said already, once again recall what you studied in the last class, because so much would have some confusion on how to remember or how to draw that different configurations or different topologies of your negative feedback. As you know, the first one is called voltage series. First one is called voltage series, and second one is called voltage shunt is a parallel, and the third one is about current series, and fourth one is about current shunt. I said very simple way of how to remember all the four types of negative feedback. And as I said, I have given in the last class about some hints, because in your feedback you are mixing the input. You are using the mixer in input side, in the output side you are using the sampler. And as I said, in your feedback, what is nothing but feedback? Some of the output is given back to the input, or some portion, some part of some sample of the output that is given back or that is combined to the input signal. And as we know, the input may be current or voltage, or output may be the current or voltage. And also we are having some basic idea. Whenever measuring the voltages, always you have to measure the voltage by connecting in parallel. You are measuring the voltage by using voltmeter, or you are using your multimeters. Whenever you are using the multimeter or whenever you are using the voltmeter, you have to connect in parallel if you are measuring the voltage. Also, in the same time, if you want to measure the current, how to measure the current? Always measure the current in series. Always you have to measure the current in series, or you have to connect the emitter or your multimeter in series. Then you can get the current, or you get the output. You want to measure the current, you can connect in series. This is about the output side. I said about the sampling side. What about the input side? In the input side, you are mixing. What you are mixing? You are mixing the current or you are mixing the voltage. And how to mix the current and voltages? Yes, you have studied already. You can use the series connection or you can use the parallel connection. Whenever you are mixing the signal, it may be current or voltages. You can use the series combination or you can use the parallel combination. And also, we are having the basic idea. Whenever you are adding voltages, how we are adding the voltages? That is by using your series connections. While adding the or subtracting voltages, you have to connect in series. Also, as we know, whenever you are adding or subtracting the currents, you can connect in parallel. Whenever you are adding or subtracting the currents, you can connect in parallel. If you are having this much of knowledge, you can easily draw all the block diagrams, or can easily understand about all the four types of negative feedback. It is also called as feedback topologies. And also I given some hint. The first word acts as output. The first word acts as output, and second word acts as input. If you are having this much of idea, then you can easily draw the different types of code. You can remember easily the different types of feedback topologies. The first word indicates output and second word indicates input. And first word nothing but voltage. And where is the voltage? Voltage in the output. It means in the output you have to measure the voltage. How you are measuring voltage? Always you have to connect in parallel. You have to measure the voltage in parallel. And in your series, input in series means you are adding the voltages. You are adding the voltage in series. And similarly, for the second one, voltage shunt. Voltage same, you are connecting or measuring voltage in parallel. But in shunt, nothing but you are adding the current, because you are adding or subtracting the current in parallel. And about your current series. Once again here current, nothing but it is output side. In the output side you are measuring the current. How we are measuring current? By connecting series. And also in the input side you are connecting in series, means you are connecting or you are adding the voltages. Finally, about current shunt, nothing but in the output. Once again you are measuring the output current, that is by using series connection. And shunt, nothing but in the input side you are connecting or adding or subtracting current. This mode I said in the last class. Now we will go for the comparison of characteristics of all the four feedback amplifiers. And also I said in broad we can classify the four types of feedback amplifiers. It may be the voltage amplifier, it may be current amplifier, or it may be your trans resistance amplifier, or it may be trans conductance amplifier, depending upon which one is input and which is output. You have done that types of amplifiers. Now we will go for the comparison or characteristics. Characteristics of negative feedback topologies. Look here, as I said here, the most important thing, what are the important characteristics? One is called the voltage gain, and the second one is called input impedance, and next one is the output impedance. And what is the effect of voltage gain for a series, voltage parallel, and what is the effect of current series and current parallel? Although in the same time, as I said in the last class, what is the effect of the input impedance, output impedance? It may be current series, or it may be current parallel, or it may be voltage series, or it may be voltage parallel. You go for that while drawing a table, and by that table I can easily understand about the. Look here, if you go for the different types of feedback, I can write in simple way voltage series and voltage parallel, current series and current parallel. You can go for the table, and here you are measuring the ZD, nothing but input impedance, and Z out, nothing but output impedance, and the voltage gain, that is nothing but AV. You go for the different parameters of different types of feedback topologies. Sorry, here I write Z in here and Z out, and this is what AV, the voltage gain. As I said before, the first group are the very simple, the voltage gain, because you are using the negative feedback. All are having the it may be voltage series, or it may be voltage shunt, or it may be current series, or it may be current shunt. These are all called negative feedback topologies. That's why what happens, the voltage gain will be decreased. For all the four types of feedback, the voltage gain will be decreased. And the confusion is about input impedance and output impedance. The confusion about input impedance and output impedance. And as I said, this is nothing but you can write about output, you can write about input. Then you can understand very easily, you can compare very easily about the output, input, output, input. Look here, as I said already, what is the voltage series? Input impedance and output impedance. Look here, in the output, what you are measuring? You are measuring the voltage. And how you are measuring the output voltage? By connecting in parallel. It means in parallel what happens? In the parallel, what happens? Output impedance decreases. Current about decreases. Consider the output. Output you are measuring voltage. How you are measuring the voltage? By connecting in parallel. That's why parallel what happens? The output impedance decreases. You are connecting in parallel. And what about input side? You are connecting in series. Series nothing but in the series your input impedance increases. This is nothing but simple way of remember what is the input impedance and what is the output impedance. Similarly, you go for the output, you will go for the voltage parallel. And here also for the output section, you are measuring the output voltage. How you are measuring output voltage? By connecting parallel. That's why what happens? The output impedance decreases. And yes, you are measuring the input side, you are connecting in the parallel. And if you are connecting parallel, nothing but your input impedance will be, yes, it also decreases. Because in parallel, the input impedance will be decreased. Because the input side is nothing but parallel. Parallel nothing but you are adding or subtracting the current. And always you can add or subtract current in parallel. Because it's parallel, the input impedance decreases. No doubt in your voltage parallel, the input impedance decreases, also output impedance decreases. And what about current series? What about the current series? And as I said, current nothing but it is there in the output. And how you measure the output current? By connecting in series. That's why the output impedance increases. And here also for your input side, you are connecting in series. If you are connecting in series, then what happens? The input impedance increases. The input impedance increases. Current you can measure in series. Also, you are running the input side. It is output side you are measuring the current in series, but the input side you are adding the in series. What you are adding series? In voltage. Series nothing but the input impedance increases. And finally, the current shunt or current parallel topology. Once again, current, how you are measuring the current? In series. That's what happens in series, the input impedance increases. because you are measuring the current in series. And what about input side? You are connecting in parallel. Because you are connecting parallel, then what happens? The parallel, the input impedance. This is nothing but in simple way of understanding about the input impedance and output impedance of the different types of negative feedback topologies. And you can remember this linears in 3 marks, but if you remember output, input, and how you are adding and subtracting, how you are measuring input, output, you can easily remember the table. Now we go for another most important thing, that ask for 3 mark question, the expression for the voltage gain. And as I said already, in this all 4 types of negative feedback topologies will give more importance to the voltage series feedback topology. And why are giving more importance to the voltage series feedback topology? Because only in voltage series feedback you are having the input Zin is increases and Z out is decreases. That's why we prefer the voltage series feedback topology. And now we go for the, I said already, why you are giving the importance to the negative feedback? Because the most important thing, if you use the negative feedback in amplifiers, we can make the stability of the gain, we can make it the gain stable if you use the negative feedback. I said orally, then you go for the derivation, how actually mathematically can prove the voltage gain is very stable in your negative feedback. If you apply the negative feedback in amplifiers, the voltage gain is stable or stability in the gain. That you go for that derivation. It means you go for the voltage gain, the expression for voltage gain. You can write about the derivation or expression for voltage gain or derive the derivation of voltage gain in negative feedback voltage series topology or voltage series connection. As I said already, why you are in voltage series? Because it is having more input impedance and output impedance. And for this voltage series feedback, you have to conduct the voltage gain. What is the voltage gain of your voltage series negative feedback amplifier? And now we draw the first to draw the neat diagram. They are so important for your exam point of view. This question asks so many times for 3 marks. Derive the expression for the voltage gain in voltage series negative feedback amplifier, or derive the expression or show that how the voltage gain is stable in negative feedback amplifiers. Now for that, first you draw the neat diagram. I will write here the diagram, and it is very easy to understand. As we are going for the voltage series, we are going for the voltage series, and as you know already, you are using the first you are using the normal amplifier, then you are using an feedback network. It is your amplifier with gain A. This is your feedback network, or I said about the beta. It is called beta. And we are going the voltage series. And as I said, you are going for the voltage series. Voltage series, but it is your output. This is your input. It means you are connecting the output in parallel. With already you are measuring the output. How you are measuring the voltage? You are measuring here your RL and now we have to this is nothing but your VF, because you are measuring the output. How you are measuring the voltage? You are connecting in the parallel. And here you are in the input side you are measuring the in the input side you are measuring the series. And how you are measuring the series? Because as you know already, the voltage can be added or subtracted by using in series. That's why connect in series. Here also you can connect in voltage source. This is nothing but a VS, and this is nothing but your VF, and this is nothing but your this is called the block diagram of your voltage series feedback topology. So simple, in the output we are measuring the voltage, that's why connecting parallel, and in the input we are measuring in series, and as you know the voltage can be added or subtracted by in series. That's why it is called voltage series feedback network. Voltage series feedback network. And as we know the basic knowledge, to go for the derivation, we want some basic knowledge, and first you go for the, as you are going for the voltage gain, and as we know that the voltage gain without feedback, EV without feedback, that is V naught by equation number 1. Equation number 1. I am saying gain without feedback. It's called without feedback. EV nothing but the gain without feedback. This also you can write, if you want, you can write V0. The V0 is equal to, you can write E into VI. What you can write this also substitution. And gain with feedback, that is nothing but AF equal to V0 by Vs. This is equation number 3. Gain with feedback, gain without feedback, V0 by Vn, output voltage to input. We are going for the voltage gain. Output voltage to input voltage, output voltage to the input voltage. And also we know the feedback factor, that is important. We know that the feedback factor, beta is equal to S Vf by V0. So important. The feedback factor, feedback ratio is nothing but it is the ratio of feedback voltage to the output voltage. The feedback voltage to the output voltage. This also you can write. You can write about if you want this Vf, the Vf equal to beta into V0. Beta into V0. And maybe this is your fourth equation. This may be fifth equation. I can write the equation not necessary. Then this is about the basic knowledge. And if you use the negative feedback, in amplifier, then what happens? As we know, the negative feedback will decrease the input voltage. That's why I can write the Vi equal to Vs minus Vf, because you are going for the negative feedback. In negative feedback, the input voltage decreases, and you can support here this Vi as it is, this Vs as it is. In place of Vf, we can write about beta into V0. In place of Vf, we can write beta into V0. In place of this Vf, we can write beta into V0. Now I can write about equation number 6. Messages and confusion of equations. You substitute the equation 5 in equation 6, then it becomes beta into V naught. Beta into V naught. Then this V naught you take from this this 2 you take from here equation 2. Then you can write Vi as it is, this Vs as it is, this V naught you take from equation 2. V naught to A into V naught. V naught to put A into V naught, you can write Vi. A into Vi. Right. Then you take the same term in one side. You take the same terms in one side. That becomes Vs equal to this Vi from this side. Vi plus A into Vi. Sorry, beta I am not answered here. Beta into Vi. Sorry. Beta is there. Only when beta as it is, only you have done the V naught into E into V. That becomes E beta into V. Only you have done this Vs as it is. This term you have taken this side. That becomes Vi, if it comes this side, plus E beta into E or Vi. And V and Vi. Then you take Vi common and write Vs equal to, that becomes Vi into 1 plus A. You have taken the Vi common 1 plus A. This will be equation number 7. This will be equation number 7. This equation 7 is substituted in the equation number 3. Put the equation 7 in equation 3. That becomes is AF equal to V naught by, in place of this Vs, we can write about Vi plus 1 plus A beta. Vi plus 1 plus A beta. Then, as we know, the V naught by Vi is nothing but current gain. That is EF equal to A by 1 plus A. This is your final direction. This is your final direction. If not, I can write in another simple way. Maybe it is very simple. I can write very small words, then it is possible to remember very easily. Once again, if you want, I can go back to the direction. I am writing in small. Yes, first given on the voltage without feedback, that is V naught by Vi. Equation number 1. You can write also, yes, the V naught equal to A into Vi. Right. Then gain with feedback. F equal to, what are the gain with feedback? Same thing again once again. V naught by Vs. That is equation number 2. Gain without feedback. Gain with feedback. Then EF as it is. Then we go for that beta, the feedback factor. The beta, that is Vf by V naught. That is Vf by V naught. Write about equation number 3. This is nothing but the without feedback. With feedback, this is nothing but your feedback factor. This also can write Vf equal to beta into V. And then you consider the negative feedback. Consider the negative feedback. If you consider negative feedback, then what happens? the Vi is equal to Vs minus Vf. You consider negative feedback. And here the Vi as it is, and in place of this Vf, you can write beta and T naught. Vs as it is, this Vf nothing but beta into V. Then same this V naught, can write about A into Vi. You take this V naught, in place of V naught you can write A into Vi. Then it becomes Vi equal to Vs side as it is minus beta as it is, right? This beta as it is, only when V naught to that it is written E into Vi. Then you take same terms one side, or you can write this systematic way. Vi is equal to Vs minus A beta. Then you take same term one side, the Vs equal to Vi plus A beta into Vi. Now here you take the Vi common. You take the Vi common, that becomes Vs equal to 1 plus A beta, 1 plus A beta times Vi. This may be equation number 4. Now, what you want? We want the voltage gain for the negative feedback. And what is the voltage gain for negative feedback? Consider equation number 2. We want AF equal to V naught by what is that? We want this Vs. In place of Vs, you can write about 1 plus A beta into Vi. You can write Vi into 1 plus A beta. Right? 1 plus A beta. Then, as we know, the V naught by V is nothing but the voltage gain. That is nothing but A. Can write AF equal to A divided by 1 plus A. This is the most important about the direction. So important for 3 months. This is the so important direction for the voltage gain for the negative feedback in voltage series. The voltage gain for the voltage series negative feedback topology connection. Yes, it is very simple. First, we have to remember the voltage gain without feedback. As we know, the V naught by V. Then we want V naught, that is A into Vi. Then with feedback, the output voltage to the feedback signal, input signal. And we know that feedback factor, that is feedback voltage to the output voltage. Here you can find out the Vf, that is by cross multiplying beta and V naught. Then you are using negative feedback. If you are negative feedback, the Vi is equal to Vs minus Vf. And this Vi as it is, Vs as it is minus as it is. In place of Vf, you can write about beta and V naught. Then can Vi as it is, Vs as it is. In place of this V naught, can write about A into Vi. Can write about beta as it is. In place of the V naught, you can write A into Vi. Yes, I write A into Vi. Or you can write A beta into Vi. Then to take the same terms in one side, we want this Vi come this side, that becomes plus, and Vs is as it is, Vs equal to Vi plus A beta into Vi. To take Vi common, 1 plus A beta into Vi, this is Vs. This Vs you have substituted in the equation number 2. That becomes Ef equal to V naught by Vs, especially the Vs only but Vi plus A beta, and V naught by Vi is only but A, the voltage gain, and this 1 plus A beta as it is. It means the important thing in your negative feedback, what I said, the gain reduces. How much the gain reduces? The gain reduces by 1 plus A beta times. Can write about the gain reduces. The gain reduces. Gain decreases by reduces by 1 plus A beta times. 1 plus A beta times. The gain reduces by 1 plus A beta times. It means if you use a negative feedback, the gain will reduces, that is the 1 plus A beta times. This is about in simple way of derivation of voltage gain in your voltage series feedback. You said why you are using voltage series feedback? Because in voltage series feedback only there are the more input impedance and less output impedance. That's why you are chosen on the 4 types of negative feedback. We are giving importance to the voltage series feedback topology. Now we look for another small thing, and I said already the most important property of your negative feedback is the gain is stable. As I said, the gain is stable. And why you prefer the negative feedback? Because of the most important advantage of negative feedback, the gain is stable. Stability in the gain. And how to, I said orally, how to we want that proof for that stability of the gain. And by that proof, we can go for the very small derivation or derivation. By using the same derivation as you have done in the voltage gain, you can go for that stability of the gain. Stability of gain in negative feedback. In negative feedback. How the gain will be stable in negative feedback? For that you consider, now only what are the derivation? AF is equal to A divided by 1 plus A beta. Right, now only done the derivation. This is equation number 1. And in this equation, as compared to the A beta, the 1 is very small. As compared to the A beta, the 1 is very small. I can write the A beta is greater than 1. The A beta is greater than 1. Then we can write about AF equal to A divided by, can remove 1, A into A beta. This A will cancel, it becomes AF equal to 1 divided by beta. Yes, this was one important small thing. Look here, I said already, why the gain is stable in your negative feedback? Because you see this equation, in this the voltage gain with feedback, that only depends on beta. That only depends upon the beta. What is beta? That is feedback factor. The beta nothing but the feedback factor. It means in the overall gain of your negative feedback, the voltage gain that depends only on the beta. And what is the beta? Actually I said beta nothing but it is a feedback network. And what is the feedback network? Especially the feedback network that contains your resistor, capacitor and inductor. These are all passive components. Your feedback network constructed by using the passive components. And as we know, the passive components does not vary. If you vary the supply voltages, or it is not having any aging effect. It is not having any aging effect. It is not having any, if you varies in the voltage, supply voltage, this does not affect your resistor capacitor inductor. Especially you are using the resistor. Especially your resistor. As you know, resistor is independent of voltages. If we change the voltage, that does not affect the resistance. It means in the overall, why the in negative feedback the gain will be constant, because the gain depends only on the beta. The beta nothing but feedback factor. This feedback factor or feedback network that is constructed by using the passive components, especially resistor, capacitor, inductor. This resistor, capacitor, inductor, they are not having any aging effect. They are also not depends upon your supply voltages. That's why in your negative feedback, you are having the gain will be stable. Why the gain is stable for negative feedback? Because of your voltage gain that depends only on the feedback factor. That feedback factor or feedback network, that only we can construct a feedback network by using the passive components. That's why you are not having any variation in the voltage gain, because they are all passive components. They are not depends upon your voltages. They are not depends upon the aging effect. That's why we prefer the passive components. As we use your active components, especially to take the transistor. The transistor having so many drawbacks. Especially as we know, the transistor, if the temperature changes, or if the supply voltage changes, or if your aging effect, the parameters may change, or if considering the voltage may changes if you use the transistor in the feedback network. But as in your negative feedback, we are using only the passive components. That's why the gain will be stable. And the same thing, you can go for the mathematical analysis. You can go for the stability of the gain through the mathematical analysis. Same thing can go for the mathematical analysis. Mathematical analysis. Same thing can be done by using the mathematical. It means once again here also how the gain is stable by using the mathematics. Mathematically can prove the gain is stable if you use the negative feedback. For that, once again use the same equation. Use the same equation as we know, the AF equal to S A divided by 1 plus A beta. Use the same equation number 1, because you are considering the voltage gain. How the voltage gain is stable, you have to prove from the mathematically. I said by using the equation also, I said it only depends, your gain that depends only on the beta. And here, how actually the gain is stable, that you go for the mathematically. And for this, we have to differentiate with respect to A. Our equation, differentiate the equation 1 with respect to A. As you know the differentiation, you started in your already in the numbers. DAF by DA equal to, use your UV method. Use your U by V method. Sorry, use your U by V method. Differentiation of U by V method. And as we know that method, the denominator write as it is, or V write as it is. Yeah, write V as it is. That is 1 plus A beta as it is. And next you have to do the differentiation of U, that is the differentiation of A with respect to A, that is 1. You can write 1. And minus is the U write as it is. U write as it is. You can write A as it is. And the differentiation of your V. Here 1 is number, always the differentiation number is constant, and here the differentiation of A is 1 and beta constant as it is. It becomes A beta. It becomes A beta. And divided by, according to this formula, you can write B square. 1 plus A beta whole square. This one we can simplify this. Very simple. This A beta cancel. We'll get DAF by A dA equal to, we'll get 1 divided by 1 plus A beta whole square. We'll get 1 plus A beta whole square. And that's in simple words, it becomes so much a big. It's simple. EAF equal to E divided by 1 plus A beta, equation number 1, and differentiate with respect to A. That becomes DAF by dA equal to, as I said, use the UV method. Use your differentiation of U by V method. Then you write the denominator as it is, 1 plus A beta as it is, and differentiation of U, that is the 1, because we are doing the difference with respect to A, that becomes 1, and minus this U as it is, that is A, and the differentiation of your 1 plus A beta, 1 is 0 and here A is 1, beta is as it is, it is constant, it becomes beta. Now you can write about B square, 1 plus A beta, then this A beta cancel, you can write DAF by dA equal to 1 divided by 1 plus A beta whole square. Can write about whole square. And for this equation, we need equation number 2. This equation you can multiply and divide by A on RHS. Multiply and divide by A on RHS. That becomes DAF by dA equal to, we can write 1 divided by 1 plus A beta whole square into A by A. Same thing can write here also, DAF by dA can write as, you split the word, that becomes A divided by 1 plus A beta, 1 plus A beta into 1 divided by A into 1 plus A beta. This A come this side and this A as it is, A divided by 1 plus A beta, A into 1 plus A beta. That becomes, as we know, this is A by 1 plus A beta nothing but AF. The A divided by 1 plus A beta nothing but AF. That becomes DAF by dA is equal to, you can write EF by A into 1 plus A beta. Right, followed. This A by 1 plus A beta nothing but AF. This 1 divided by A beta as it is. And this we can simplify, and we would take the same terms on the same side. That becomes dA by AF equal to dA by A into 1 divided by 1 plus A beta. This is the simple way of your small derivation. And here also, as I said here, the gain with feedback and gain without feedback. If you use the feedback in amplifier, we will get very small variation in the gain. Or you can say the gain in this table. It means in overall what I am saying here is, if you use the negative feedback in amplifiers, what happens? The gain will be very small variation in the gain. We are having the very small variation gain. That gain we can consider it as stable. If you are having very small variation, you are not considered. In general, you are saying about the gain is stable. That is nothing but your why you are giving more importance to the negative feedback, because as I said, the gain is stable. The one thing important, the gain is stable, and also the gain voltage depends only on beta, and beta depends upon your passive components. That's why the gain is stable. Another, if you go for the derivation by using mathematically, you can prove if you are using the negative feedback, we are having very small variation in the gain. That small variation is not considered. We consider the gain is stable. It means if you use the negative feedback in your amplifiers, no doubt you will get the gain is stable. This is about the today's class, and in the tomorrow class or in the next class you go for that how what I said here. If you use the negative feedback, we can increase the input impedance and also you can decrease the output impedance. And I said orally how it is possible. You go for that derivation, that also important for exam point of view, and derivation for the expression for the input impedance and output impedance for negative feedback, especially considering the voltage series feedback. Thank you.